Okay, so I wanted to make this video really quick. I decided to delete my last video. I'm like, okay, that could be redone, but I kind of wanted to cover the topic of silencing the target and putting them in a death trap. What happens is, in my case, I know that they use the religious issue, which they had wrong. The religious issue to influence people's decisions, and oftentimes I it's used, of course, to gain control over that person. And so, in my case, I suspect that this control spread throughout the United States and, of course, some of the other countries, and that's reflected in some of the emails that I've received from people. Using religion, and I've covered this topic before, is one of the best ways, and it's a form of propaganda that other people have used, or some sort of political control to turn people against other people. Like some people will shut down and immediately distrust somebody. This is an example, okay, because I'm not an atheist, but you see a lot of people mistreating atheist people because they don't trust them. And a lot of people think, well, if you don't believe in God, which I do, I believe in God, obviously, but if you don't believe in God, then you're a horrible person. But this issue, look at this closer. You can see that this is not an issue of morals, because the whole underlying um, the whole underlying purpose of this is one that's built on filth and debauchery, really. But they use religion as an excuse, and it's because they view religion as a form of membership, like as an affiliation, instead of something that is supposed to be a part of their life. So instead of basing your life based off of the examples that Jesus set, for example, um, you know, um, how we're supposed to treat one another, how we're supposed to the Bible says you're supposed to love one another and stuff like that. This isn't love. And in their mind, they might say, well, this is tough love, because once she's out on the street, she'll turn around and she'll come to Jesus. I had a few phone calls from someone who I'm not going to mention, urging me to get to a church. Okay, now this is the absurd part about this, is that you're not supposed to go to church just because you need a job. You're supposed to go to church because you have a feeling in your heart that you want to be in alignment with God's original purpose. That is my choice, to believe that way, and it's based on the Bible, number one. And number two, you don't use God like he's a money machine, okay? It's improper and it's a corrupt form of thinking. Especially anytime you hear people using religion or any sort of political affiliations or ties in the workplace, that is something you need to be wary of. Not only do they do that, relating to employment, they also shut down any other form of resources that you can get. Like, for example, if you're an inventor, don't think that they will not talk to somebody within those organizations to prevent you from getting, like a patent or copyright or something, because their way of doing things is to cut off your means of survival until you turn around and start thinking, quote unquote, correctly in their form. And so when you look at this closer, like I said, it is indeed a cult, and it's a loosely based cult based on control, because like I said, none of the denominations are defined. You'll find that many people are involved in this, from people who belong to different religious faiths. Even though they're affiliated with the Christian faith, they are still based on things that are subjective. Like I said, Lutherans have their own way of seeing their spiritual views. Methodists, Presbyterians, Mormons, Catholics, all of these people are involved in my targeting, and they all have different views on um, the resurrection. They have different views on marriage. They have different views on divorce. They all have their own particular view, and so from a legal standpoint, then I have the right to have my view, and I'm going to base my view based on the scripture. Now, if you're going to sit here and bring in, talking about Christianity. So this is just some of their tactics that they use. So basically, I know that this campaign sphere that these people have accomplished have destroyed me a lot because people are very wary of me and they have no reason to be. When I started doing YouTube videos back in 2000, I had a few YouTube channels, but I know back in 2009 I was doing pretty good. I would say the first 2 weeks that I was on YouTube, I had 200 subscribers, which to me is pretty impressive. Um, for somebody who just got on YouTube. And of course, like I said, my subject matter content was a lot different, but still, I was somebody who seemed personable and people who wanted to tune into me. My campaign smeared destroyed my reputation. Okay, slander, slander is what destroyed me, and so uh, I've been on YouTube for almost 2 years and I only have like 100 something subscribers. That seems weird. Also, they could have done it because they felt as though I may have more subscribers, and I suspect that I do, um, than they are actually shown. YouTube is known for skewing numbers. I've noticed that some of my videos will say that I had some views one day and then the next day it looks like I had less. So you can't retract views. So I know that YouTube numbers are not necessarily accurate. However, they're basically campaign smears of your reputation are going to occur when you are dealing with gang stalking. So there you go. And so basically, it leaves a person into a state of destitution because they're basically, they systematically destroy a person's life and make sure that there is no support system for the target. And yeah, it can get pretty nasty. And some of you people who think, well, I'm going to try to get work at home, well, I'm going to tell you right now, you probably won't get work at home if you are a targeted individual and your targeting is as vast as mine was, okay? You're not going to get anything. So all you can do is just keep fighting, plugging away, and fighting for your current position. That's all you can do. You can't do anything else. And you have a right to fight for your current position. You certainly do. You have a right to state your case. You have a right to throw it out there. You have a right to take back your life in any way that you want. Don't accept this bullshit that people can force you out of your field because they can't. If they can, they're doing it through illegal means. You have a right to fight for what's yours, and don't give up. Keep fighting for what you have. If you've been and don't let people make decisions for you. Take control. Don't let people assign you jobs. Don't let people do this to you, okay? Now, in my case, these people had it pretty well covered. They had everything covered. And I will tell you, that's why I'm working in a job that is not for me. But it's a means of survival, so I'm sticking it out and I'm finding coping mechanisms. Is it a great job? No. Am I energized by it? No, I'm not. And it's unfortunate, but it's a job right now. And I could be homeless, okay? So all I can do is just be grateful for what I have. But I will say that this is a very dangerous game that these people play. It is a very dangerous game, and one that's not well thought out. It's not executed. And if it was thought out well, then you can only surmise that these people are just plain evil. So yeah, don't, if for people who are in these positions, don't do this. Do not do this. For people who are targets, do not accept anything less than what you're supposed to get. Do not let somebody tell you you cannot find a job in your field. Do not accept that you're not supposed to do this or that. You have every right. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, you need to know your rights. There are employment laws written to protect you, and they are in effect. Nobody can take that away from you. They do not have a right. Nobody has a contract on you. If you didn't sign anything to be in a contract, all contracts are null and void. You have a right to live your life the way that you want to. Okay, it's important that you understand your rights. Okay, so right now I'm here. I'm covering federal law. If you live here in the United States, I do cover some of my videos cover federal law. If you're in the state of California, you might I could use some of my stuff directly, but know the rights in your state. If you're from a different country, you have rights, okay? I'm sure they do. Now, in some countries, you don't, okay? And I really do feel bad for you people. Seriously, my heart's with you people. But for more progressive places, like over in like England and stuff like that, I'm sure they have labor rights. Know your rights. Stick to them. Keep spewing it. Keep preaching it. Keep talking about it. Don't stop talking about it. Keep exercising your rights and hope for the best. You have every right to stand up for the only thing that you have. Okay? Don't let people take your life away from you. Wrapping up this video. Have a wonderful day.